Good evening, Yellow Jacket Nation. Welcome back to another episode of Catch a Buzz. I'm Ryan King, here with my brother and co-host Sean King.
Welcome, welcome.
It's arguably the biggest week for the Jackets in the last decade, just with the expectations that everybody has for this current team and the matchup that we have with the Clemson Tigers rolling into Atlanta at noon on Saturday. Um, it's a very exciting week. It's a nerve-wracking week. I know that Sean and I are both just super excited to get this thing kicked off. I'm going to be at a wedding, but I believe that it's going to be after the game, hopefully. So I might be able to get the whole thing in before that starts. But yeah, Sean and I are both pretty pumped. Sean, what are your just opening thoughts about this week leading into
I'm
it?
nervous, very nervous. I want to get off to a good start in this game. I want to make this game a rivalry again, even though I think we're, 20 games up on them in the all time at the head. I didn't know that.
20 games, something.
But no, I mean, for the last 10 years, it's just been a game that I haven't even really watched because I know it's going to be a blowout every time we play them. So this year feels a lot different, especially after what Clemson's been doing. I mean, they've got to find some sort of offense. I think their defense is still pretty stout as it usually is every year. And they're going to find their offense at some point, and we just can't have that be this game. So, got to keep Klubnik inside. We'll talk about it more in a bit, but yeah, initial thoughts: nervous as hell, because this could completely change my outlook on the season, and I think this team's outlook. If you win this game, I think that instills a lot of confidence into a team that's already gritty and tough to play against, and this will only fuel the fire.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful that that is going to be the outcome. My only concern with a potential win is
Like,
the
see,
possibility of a letdown the following week or in the coming weeks, just getting a little too high after what would be one of the bigger wins in program history. I would argue, just in general, it would be absolutely massive. It would set Tech up with the remaining schedule that they'll have after Clemson. I mean, I don't think there's a single game that you can look at on the schedule outside of Georgia that Tech's not going to be favored in. So that sets you up really well for the rest of the year. But that's all. That's all just what we're the problems that we're hoping to have.
well,
Depending on
and look, I mean, this team is looked at as a good team, as a sleeper, and yeah, if you win this, you just can't get complacent. I mean, we have absolutely no reason to be complacent. We haven't been anything in 10 years. And, part of that, isn't entirely our fault. We went from the triple option to Jeff Collins, and he's obviously brought us back to, the national stage in just three short years. So, no, this is definitely one of the biggest games in program history, just because of our schedule after this, and of course a 12-team playoff now. So I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, it's there's a lot of possibilities and a lot of it kind of hinges on how this week goes, I think. But with that being said, what would you say some of your keys to the game are? Where do you like how Tech matches up? Where are your concerns?
So my concern, just like every one of my teams, Falcons, Tech, it seems like I've watched the same shit for 10 years. Even the little we can rush the passer, we don't keep contained. We get trigger happy and we see the quarterback. We actually, beat the edge or, beat the tackle inside, and, you see him and then you just forget everything you're taught and don't keep contained, diving at quarterback's legs. And look, you're going to have to keep coming to contain, right? He can run. Right now, I think he had 1 yard against LSU and -4 yards rushing against Temple. I mean, this cannot be the game Klubnik outrushes King first off, or I mean, even rushes for 50 yards. That's my biggest thing, Heather, right now. And I know they got some young receivers. I think they've got one kind of vet on the team right now. So just can't let that offense get going. And I mean, as far as Tech, it's you have to start the game out better. I mean, you can't turn the ball over on your first three drives in the first game and your first two of the second game and expect to be Clemson. I mean, you just can't. No matter how no, but how bad their offense has been, you give them the ball on our side of the 40 or 30, they're going to go down and score the damn ball. I mean, that's mental mistakes that you can't have against a team like Clemson. Now I know Haynes King is listed as healthy. Ronnie Shelley's back, so oof, we'll see. But yeah, I really think it's about the defense, our front seven. We've played decent in pass coverage this year, so you wouldn't have thought after last year. But yeah, it's got to be the Haynes and Haynes show. You need to get Eric more involved. And I know he had that touchdown called back last week, early in the third quarter, a deep one, I believe. We were watching it. We turned it on a little after the half started, but you got to get Eric more involved and start taking some deep shots, like we've been saying. And obviously, last week, we took more of those with Philo, but I need to see King do it.
Yeah, I pretty much on the exact same page as you. I mean, my biggest thing is that Tech has to win the turnover battle in this game. I was just looking a little bit ago. I mean, we've had the 5 turnovers in the first quarter, or on the first 5 drives of both games. And on the flip side of that, we have one forced fumble the entire season, and that's it. We have no interceptions and one fumble recovery. I mean, that's really not going to cut it, especially not against a team like Clemson, unless you go 0-0 in the turnover battle and both teams just play a clean game and you're able to beat them that way. But I really think it's going to be important that Tech controls the momentum of this game. You're going to have a crowd at Bobby Dodd that's going to be insane.
Dude,
I don't think.
what's the thing? Like, I'm looking on SeatGeek right now, and we've got more seats open than damn Temple next week. Is that just like a glitch, or is that actually how many seats?
Yeah, I've seen some things about that. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm not going to be too concerned about it. I just don't see any way that Bobby Dodd isn't filled to the brim.
Because these top rows right here are usually not that great.
Right. I just think that this week it has to be different. I don't see any way that the fans don't show up to support for a game like this on this stage. It would be shocking to me if I saw empty seats, and it would be really disheartening because it would just mean that there's a lot of Tech fans that don't have the belief in this team. And I've seen people complaining about the price, about how the tickets are too expensive for nosebleeds or whatever. It's like, well, yeah, this is one of the biggest games in 10 years. You shouldn't be bitching about that. I would be paying $120 to sit in the upper deck to go to this game, but I can't. I'm not there.
There should be no price that would keep, like, if you and I were up there, we would. It's not even a question we'd be going to that game. But
100%.
we're in Florida and we do what we do, so just got to pick and choose our times. But I mean,
Right.
This stadium better be absolutely packed out. I mean, like at Miami last year, it was good. It needs to be better than that.
Yeah, and the only orange I should see in that stadium should be a tiny little sliver in that away corner.
Back left corner, yeah.
I don't want to see Clemson fans here the way that we've become accustomed to for big games in the past. Like you said, Miami was pretty good last year. I mean, there's a good bit of Miami fans, but
I swear it wasn't
fans that were there
when we were young.
Loud. I don't remember it being that bad when we were kids. I think the Georgia game was kind of always that bad, depending on the year, but not as bad as it's been recently. But back to my keys, I think, like I said, the turnover battle is very important. I As well as just generating pressure. I mean, generating pressure is what's going to lead to those turnovers. It's what's going to lead to Klubnik making mistakes, potentially forcing fumbles. That's what sticks out in my mind the most. I also think, as you were saying, we've got to push the ball down the field. We're simply just not going to be able to run the ball all game. It's not going to happen against Clemson. It will never happen against Clemson as long as they are as talented as they are. You whether that's through Philo or through King, ideally through both. Ideally just through Haynes, if I'm being honest. I would love that. But unfortunately, as Rec Talk has talked about before, I mean, Haynes King's never going to be 100% again. It's one of those things where like he's always going to have some sort of lingering, nagging injury that is causing him issues. But you've got to be able to push it down the field with Haynes, or else they're just going to sell out on the run every time, and it's not going to go the way it did against Miami last year. If we try to do that and we're trying to rotate Philo in for whatever,
that was a one-off type thing.
Yeah, that was Miami just not being prepared to face both quarterbacks and really just being undisciplined defensively on a lot of those plays. But I think that those are my big keys. That's really my biggest concern. I feel like the O-line has struggled as well in pass protection a bit through the first couple of weeks, which I'm worried that they might get torn to shreds against Clemson's front seven. But
yeah, I need to see Haynes King 2 years ago, Louisville type first half type of performance.
Yeah.
Slinging it. Show the doubters he can throw the ball.
Right, exactly.
I've heard too much. Just people who don't watch our games, even on the star courses, like Haynes can't. He can throw the ball now. It's not Philo and it's not the prettiest, but he can sling it. I mean,
yeah.
So, we've got the receivers to get open. So, I'm not sure what their secondary looks like, but it's probably not bad at all. But also, our guys are fast. They can catch well, and they can stretch you sideline or vertical. So, you got to cover everybody.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I've just been going back and forth all week about how I think it's going to play out and how I think so much of the game is just going to depend on how Tech starts and whether or not they're able to come out of the gate firing and really keep the crowd involved. I think that's what I was getting at a little bit earlier is just momentum. It's going to be so important for them to come out on fire and just really just jump on Clemson early, the way that Troy did last week. I mean, that you're going to have a similar start. If you get the ball first, you have to go down and get points. And then on defense, you really need to force an early turnover or something, or at least just a couple quick 3-and-outs, maybe a first down and just force punts. You have got to get Clemson off the field, and you've got to keep your offense on the field as long as possible early in the game so that you can try to wear down that defense as much as you can, that Clemson defense, especially their front seven. You want them taking as many hits as possible from our O-line early in the game so that come the second half, they're gassed, which we have seen Tech do time and time again. It's just a matter of whether or not they're going to be able to do it against a team of this caliber. And
yeah, I mean, this is a real test.
Yeah, this is really going to be the benchmark, I think, for it's not just Tech fans, but really for the team themselves. I think that this is where they're going to really kind of find out what they're made of this year. At the very least, you need to be competitive. I think it would be absolutely crushing if Clemson rolls in, catches fire, and they win by 28 points or something. That would just be crushing. And I don't think that the team would be able to. I think that they'd be able to recover, but I don't think they'd be able to recover fast enough. I think that they would drop another game or something in the next couple of weeks, just as a result of that. But I don't even want to speak that sort of possibility into existence.
I don't think so, man. I don't think we're going to let them throw the ball deep. I mean,
I honestly don't think that they're good enough to blow us out. Personally,
no,
or not even necessarily that they're good enough. I think that we're just not bad enough for them to blow us out. I think that we. Go ahead.
Did you think the spread's all the way down to 2.5 now?
It's all the way to 2.5.
2.5.
Wow, that is. I don't know what they know. Maybe my only guess is that it's been like hinging on the reports about Haynes. So like now that he's been announced as available for like officially available on Saturday, maybe that caused like a big swing. Maybe they after Philo played all week last week when the line first came out, it was like questioning whether or not Haynes would be healthy, and that's why it was all the way up at 9.5. I don't know.
Right.
But that was strange just seeing it drop that much. And then I don't like that ESPN is favoring Tech to win. I actually quite dislike that.
I hate it. I hate it.
um, but yeah, man, I don't know. Give me your thoughts. What are your predictions on how the game's going to go? And
Well, first, I just like, I mean, D line was my biggest worry coming into the year. And I think the first two games, I mean, since Hofford was out, and I think he's back this week. Um, so hopefully he's not rusty. I think he's definitely going to play from Clemson. So that's going to be maybe he pops. Christian Garrett got to the quarterback a few times last week. Our freshman, Montre Bradford, sophomore, had two couple sacks last week. Um,
Stone is a stud.
Stone and Vandenberg. I mean,
And Caven Spalding, too. He's played really well.
is he nose or?
No, no, he's a linebacker. But
Oh yeah,
I was
middle
just throwing
linebacker
out front
Eford,
seven.
with Eford. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, linebackers have been great as well.
Yeah, Lightsey,
Spalding,
Butler.
Lightsey, Eford.
Yeah, and then who's been the other one? I think it's Gilmore. Yeah.
Yeah, and now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I just haven't been paying close enough attention, but I haven't seen Taj Butler out there all that much. I was kind of
Oh, he's I think he's on the depth chart. He's listed as a second to third string. It's Eford, Lightsey, and then Gilmore. And
interesting. Yeah.
and Jai Gilmore played damn good against Colorado. He had some great open field tackles, especially on that last drive.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been really happy with the secondary and the linebacker play. My biggest concern is just going to be that front four against Clemson's O line. I'm
Yep.
interested to see how they're going to match up and if we're able to generate or what sort of pressure we're able to generate on Klubnik, if any. Um, it's going to be interesting to see. But give me
Yeah.
your thoughts, man.
As far as my thought on how the game's going to go, uh, like you said, Clemson cannot, if they score first, I mean, you got to score back. Um, you can't let this thing start off, 14 down, even though it's at home. And even though, we've shown that we can, overcome adversity and whatnot through the first two games. In the first few drives we had, you've got to keep it a game the whole game. You can't give Clemson any hope that they're back and they're going to prove everyone wrong. And because I mean, this is a massive game for them too. It's they're in the public eye, not about to be Florida State. I'm out here though. I'm not going to go that far. But I see us struggling to run the ball early. I see uh, Haynes kind of having to take himself a little bit, and then him starting to open the ball up. I'm going to say it. I see another turnover within the first two drives. I feel like it's going to happen. I hate to say that, but I just feel that's the way it's going to go. But I, as much as good as the team Clemson is, I think Tech at home. We've seen what they can do. They were undefeated last year. A lot of the same guys on the team. They want to defend this home field, and I think we put on a damn show. I think we go out there and beat Clemson on Saturday.
What score you got?
I've got 31-14 Jackets.
Oh, big win for the Jackets, huh?
31-14 Jackets.
Okay. I actually, at least for how the game is going to start, I agree with you. I think that
We're going to start off slow no matter what.
Yep,
I know it. I know it.
I think that we're going to struggle to run. I really hope that Buster doesn't start the game out just trying to run the ball. I hope that he comes out and tries to take a shot early, um, to really try to get them back on their heels. I'm hoping that we have something like that dialed up for the start of the game.
I just think they're going to be ready for the tunnel screens and the jet sweeps.
I agree. That's why I'm talking about. I want us to take a deep shot early in the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just like last week. But you
Like
got to hit
even
it.
first play, first play. Um, don't do it on third down. Do it on the first play of the game. Uh, but I think that with all the adrenaline that these guys are going to have in that stadium for this game, it sets up very well for, like you said, another early turnover. Just like a sloppy mistake, someone being too pumped up and then missing an assignment or just whatever may cause it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that again. I hope we don't. It'd be very unfortunate if that ends up happening because it could really turn the tide of the game, especially if it comes as you're driving down the field or something and then you turn it over. Um, but with that being said, I also agree that Tech is going to walk out of Bobby Dodd with a win. Key's record is just unbelievable against ranked opponents since he is.
Totally.
I think he's like 6-1.
Is it that bad?
It's a crazy stat for what his record is, or maybe it was ranked ACC opponents. Maybe that's what it was. He's like 6-1 or something like that. It's crazy.
Well, we don't really play any ranked teams because the ACC don't have many.
Well, that's why there's only been 7 in 3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could have that stat wrong. So yeah, he's 6-1 for some sort of ranked stat.
It's worse than that because we haven't beat Georgia.
That's why I said ACC teams.
Yeah.
But I still I feel good about the game. I feel good about the team. I think that Key himself is really coming into his own as a coach. The coordinator, or at least him and Buster, have both been together for years now. I feel like they're just really locked in on the game plan. They've been coaching the same guys for years. It's set up as we've already talked about in our episode earlier this year. That this is a team that every 3 to 4 years is going to have a great season.
Yeah.
And then those couple years in between, maybe you're going 7-5, 8-4, when you're just trying to rebuild that talent or the talent that you have, you're trying to develop. Now that can change if you continue to improve your recruiting. You continue to improve your recruiting,
your record,
your work through the transfer portal, that could change. But as of right now, the way that I'm seeing it is that every 3 years or so, you're going to have a hell of a team. And this is that year for Tech. And this is the game that they have to establish that it's going to be one of those years. So,
I'll tell you what, you beat Clemson, that helps your recruits massively. Just alone.
There's already reports that there's going to be both a lot of recruits and a lot of very good recruits at the game. So I haven't heard who. I haven't heard who it will be, but I've just heard that it's a very stacked group of recruits that are coming in to watch this game on Saturday. So, like you said, this is the type of game that you've got to win. You have to impress them. The environment is going to be insane. You have to just go out there and put on a show for everybody. And we've done a very good job of that under Key. So if the game goes the way that I hope it is going to go and the way that I feel that it's going to go, I think that Tech is going to get out to a quick start. And I think that Clemson, at least the way that they're off, or with the offense that they've shown us through the first couple weeks, I think that Tech's going to jump out to an early lead, and Clemson is just going to be trying to claw their way back in, and it's going to cause them to make mistakes. And I think that Tech is actually going to make a statement.
Give it to me.
I think that Tech is going to win. I can't go as big as you, but well, kind of. we'll say 35-24. Tech wins, and that's with a late Clemson touchdown. So that's my prediction, and I think that after that, Tech jumps to. You have to put them at like 15th in the country. They won't put them that high, but I mean, you have to be top 20.
They'll put us as damn 23rd.
They probably will, but I don't see any way that you don't put them top 20 if you're 3-0 with a win over Clemson and Colorado.
If Florida State was 2-10 last year and they're 10th or whatever the hell they are,
right.
Then yeah, you would think. You would think.
But seeing as who the AP voters are, I could really care less about their opinion after that chick this week had the most embarrassing ballot of all time, possibly.
That was not.
But either way, it would be really nice to be ranked. And if you win this, I mean, you are firmly inserting yourself into that the both the conversation for the ACC and for the playoff. If you take out Clemson, you're one of the top 3 teams in the SEC. ACC. It's you, Miami, and Florida State after that. There's no one else that will be contending.
Might be the best team in the SEC if we beat Clemson.
Well, we might. Yeah. I would argue that, but
they looked like dog.
Well, to be fair, LSU beat them, but
yeah.
I'm just pumped for the game, man. I'm ready for Saturday to get here. I'm honestly glad it's a noon game, so it's the worst when you just have to sit around all day waiting for kickoff.
Yeah, especially when you're at a wedding.
Well, that too. I'm glad that it's early, so I'm not positive. I don't think it starts till like 4:00 though, so I think I'll be squeaking in the full game, and the groom is also a diehard Tech fan. So
really,
yeah. So I'm shocked that he.
I did not know that
for this week, but yeah, it's going to be a really fun Saturday, hopefully. And regardless, as long as we're competitive, I'm not going to be too upset because we'll still have everything in front of us.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll still control our own destiny. You went out and you beat Georgia. You don't even have to beat Georgia. You win out the rest of your ACC games, and most likely you'll be playing for it.
Well, if we go undefeated, we will be playing for it.
Undefeated. I'm talking about if you lose to Clemson this week, close.
Oh.
And you win out the rest of your games, you'll still have a good chance at playing for the ACC title. Yeah. And even if you don't, and you beat Georgia in Week 12, then you'll have a real argument to make the playoff if you've got a close win to Clemson and you're 11-1. So
because I know Miami and Florida State play, so that's one loss for either of them.
Yeah,
I'm sure Clemson plays either Miami or Florida State.
Yeah, they got to.
So there's going to be a couple losses in there. We only play Clemson.
Yep.
So
it's a massive advantage.
This is the year to do it.
It is. We need to redeem that, or we need to get some vengeance for that 08 team getting their title stripped away. Or 09.
Yeah. 09. That is, yeah.
But
I was reading back into that the other day. It just pissed me off.
I know. It's been a long time coming. But at least we can say we've actually won some, unlike Miami. But
ooh.
All right, man. You got any closing thoughts?
Please, Jackets, spare me. If they win this game, Falcons could lose the next 14, and I'd be fine as long as they don't lose to a team they're going to lose to the rest of the year. I'm so nervous. I just needed to get here. Noon kickoff. One of the biggest games of the weekend.
Yeah.
Strap up. Go Jackets.
Yeah. Noon at ESPN. Bobby Dodd, I don't want any of you going to the game. You better not get there late. Ass in seats at 11:30.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're up there, get out there, buy tickets, go to the game. If we were able to, we would be there. So please bring a couple fans that are going to support Tech, not Clemson. And just be loud, wear white, and let's just make it a Saturday to remember on the flats.
White out?
Yep, white out. So that's all I got, guys. Let us know your thoughts on the game, how you're feeling about it coming into it. into Saturday. And once again, well, first apologies for not making a video for a couple weeks. We've had a crazy couple weeks on our end, but and we're also I'm making a promise this time. If we beat Clemson, I'm buying a mic, I'm buying a camera, and we're getting a real setup here.
Yes.
That is a promise.
It's game time after that.
Yeah, day of at the wedding, I will be buying a microphone and a better camera. But the Jackets have to make me do that. So that's all I got, guys. I'm ready for Saturday. Let us know what you guys think, and we'll see you guys soon.
Let us know. Go Jackets.
Go Jackets.